In the world of clinical trials, you may have heard of something called a placebo. So what is placebo and why is it so important? Glad you asked. It's time to officially put the spotlight on this crucial piece to the clinical trial puzzle. Simply put, a placebo is a substance that looks exactly like the investigational medication but contains no active medication itself. When a participant enrolls in a clinical trial, they are often randomly assigned to a group or arm with at least one receiving the investigational medication and another, the control arm, receiving placebo. Now, you may be asking, wouldn't it impact results if participants knew they were getting placebo? Well, yes, it certainly could. Protecting a trial's data from being skewed in any way is always a high priority. For this very reason, most trials are blinded, which means that participants do not know which arm they are in. Further, many trials are double-blinded, which means that the participants and the trial doctor and staff do not know who is participating in which arm. It's important to note that if a special situation arises where the trial staff needs to know which arm of the trial a participant is assigned to, such as if a participant has an allergic reaction, that information can be made available to them. Now let's discuss the importance of the placebo. The key reason why it's so important to clinical research is that it provides data that can be used for comparison. Researchers need control arms, the groups receiving a placebo, so that they can understand the differences in how participants respond to the investigational medication versus other factors. For instance, if someone receiving the investigational medication is experiencing a certain side effect, researchers need to confirm why it may be happening. If the control arm of the trial is experiencing the same side effect, then it may be caused by something other than the investigational medication. The researchers would only know this thanks to the placebo. Comparing groups receiving the investigational medication versus the placebo helps ensure that researchers can determine in an unbiased way if the medication is safe and effective. Clear and objective trial results help researchers paint a full picture of the investigational medication and whether it is having its intended effect. After learning all of this, it's fair to say that a placebo, in a clinical trial, and in research in general, is a critical piece of the process. Without it, the clinical research puzzle would never be complete.